Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the penultimate round of the Highline Culture Designs Truck Series here at Atlanta SuperSpeedway. Once an intermediate, now a super speedway with the recent changes NASCAR has made to the track, increasing the banking in both of the corners and shortening the track width, lengthening the apron width to make it a super speedway. Well, as we get ready to get things underway here in Atlanta, let's take a look at your starting grid. On pole, it's going to be Ryan Potter, followed by Dylan Poteet, Dylan Wedgwood, and DJ Stagner at your top four. Derek Fowler and Matt Murr alongside Colton Gardner, Terry Brooks, Ryan Hines, and Tyler J. Snyder round out your top 10. Then it's Dylan Body, Caleb Morrissey, Austin Bloom, and Cody Buzzard here to round off row number 7. Lucas Lodato and Jimmy McKee, Adam Bozzi, and Dalton Barber, the last people here on the grid. Things are surely to be exciting here at Atlanta. No shortage of action here at the most famous, one of the most famous plate tracks here lately, as NASCAR made the changes in 2022. We got them just shortly after, a couple months later, on the iRacing service. So Atlanta now been a part of the iRacing community for about the better part of 2 years, and it sounds weird to say that because it sounds like we just had this Atlanta change, just a few months ago. It feels like NASCAR announced it, but it has been in fact been on the service now for quite some time, and it's been a wonderful addition to the service thus far, and I think we're going to see some fantastic action here from the high banks of Atlanta. It just sounds weird saying that. Usually that's restricted to Dega and Daytona, but now there's a third one on the docket. EOL's taken place, and the grid order will change. DJ Stagner to fall back to the tail end of the field. Poteet and Ryan Potter don't change for that outside line. From second on back does. Tyler J. Slider moves up a spot. Pace car going to dive its way down on pit road as we get ready to go to the Geico restart zone. We're going to go green here for the second to last time in the Culture Designs Truck Series here, the Highline Racing League at Atlanta. Ryan Potter out to an early lead, blocking the outside lane. That's Poteet there to 31. 31 yellows out already. Oh, and it's DJ Stagner around with the 48. I believe. Well, actually, it says the 9, but I believe that might be the 48 of Jimmy McKee. So let's see what happened to Stagner. There's going into turn 1. Stagner had dropped back to the end of the field because of that EOL. And it looks like he's doing battle. That's Austin Bloom behind him in the number 3 Orion machine. And here comes Jimmy McKee on the inside. Does DJ Stagner block? No, how does this happen? Oh. DJ Stagner, thinking he was clear, comes low, was not clear. He'll come down the track. Take a look at it from the cockpit of Jimmy McKee. Biggest built to 3-4, massive lifts already. And you'll see there from the top right-hand side of your screen, the 64 will come down the track. And, well, okay. It is still obviously DJ Stagner's fault. He was the one who came down. He wasn't clear. But why isn't Jimmy McKee running against the white line, or the red and white? I'll say this. Was the move itself DJ Stagner's fault? Yes, was. Was it helped by Jimmy McKee being so far off the white line? No, it wasn't. Because if you look at everyone else in front of them, they're all hugging and pinching that white line, that white and red line. Oh! It doesn't even look like DJ Stagner comes down all that much. That seems more of a miscommunication now that I look at it like that. Yeah, an early caution usually signifies a green race after. But I don't know. Well, racing incident early on is going to bring out the yellow. It's DJ Stagner and Jimmy McKee in the back half of the field. They will go around after that. And now we're on lap 5 as the field will come down pit road. And the top half of the field stay out. The change in strategy as the people in the back come down pit road. And the people who are in the first, I believe, top... What is that, 14 field? Yeah. So 11 are going all the way back to Adam Bozzi. The top 11 stay out on the track. The bottom 12, 12th on, from 12th on back, come down pit road. Well, Ryan Potter was playing blocking games early on to maintain his lead, and that's how he was able to stay up front. And that's going to be a key thing here at Atlanta. Usually you don't block on an intermediate, but this is no intermediate. This is now a plate track. And so Ryan Potter is going to have to think about the way he drives for the lead differently. The 14 had gained a spot over the 31 of Poteet. Poteet now slides back to 4th. Snyder gains a spot as well. He's on the inside now. And so a change-up. The 31 is now back a row, back 2 spots. He will be right behind the 14, pushing him for 2nd. Race car got to dive down pit road as we're getting ready for our first restart here at Atlanta. And things are about to go green. They roll through the Geico restart zone. And we are green again from Atlanta. Ryan Potter off to an early lead, playing blocking games, having a push there for the back. The 87 of Tyler J. Snyder, that outside lane being pushed by Poteet. That's the 14 of Dylan Wedgwood. He's now doing some great work there with the 30. This restart was a bit more lopsided as more cars started out on that top side lane because of everyone filling the back end of pit road and tailing to the longest line. They will be on that top side lane. That was one that was it was perceivably much longer. But here comes a move from the outside. It's Tyler J. Snyder. He's going for the lead. With help from the 14 behind him, Dylan Wedgwood getting pushed there by the 31 as they almost triple tandem, but it's Ryan Potter and the 99 on the inside there. Snyder, that lane outside, really trying to work further, and they're going to work a little bit harder now as Snyder is going to be barely clear for just about a second. He's not going to be side by side with Potter again. Help from Wedgwood to dictate who leads this lap, this time by Potter at the line. Oh no, Snyder at the line. Snyder by 1,000th led it at the line. Potter being pushed by the 53 of Derek Fowler. That's the man in the 53 truck behind him. The Maximus truck right behind the 99. Things stay side by side. Tyler J. Snyder going to go back at it again. Is he going to lead this time by? And it's too close to call again. These guys were side by side last time. 1,000th. to DJ, or to 1,000 to Tyler Chase Snyder, who had led on that outside lane. And I'm a bit surprised. Dylan Wedgwood is up here being aggressive early. Usually he's one to sit in the back and slowly and methodically climb his way up the field, but that hasn't been the case this far. He's been up there pushing Tyler Chase Snyder on that outside lane, and it's been proven to be very good. Good pushes there on that outside lane, keep that momentum up, especially with Wedgwood and Cote helping Potter on that inside lane with the 53 of Fowler, and then that's the 42 behind them. But it doesn't seem like a kind of a big drop. There's a lot of cars in this pack, believe it or not. So that's Adam Boston. This is about an 11-12 car pack, split up by about a few tenths of the group behind. And so behind Derek Fowler is going to be a mix-up of trucks. I think it's Cody Buzzard there who is helping right behind. Yes, it is. Cody Buzzard right behind the 53. And he's going to stay in line and help. You can see him side drafting. That's not going to keep the momentum sort of the same, as the side draft is pretty strong in the trucks. And so that will slow down the momentum of the outside lane. But then on the outside, when you go to side draft, if you have that momentum, that will help you slow down the inside lane speed. And therefore, you keep it on as long as the guy behind you is pushing. So Atlanta really comes down to who is pushing and who is not. And right now, who's pushing? Derek Fowler to the back end of the 99. That is who's pushing. Aggressive start now. He looks to get another win on the season. He's been absolutely incredible and been up front for a lot of the times in the past few weeks. Just hasn't been able to seal the deal. Could he do it at Atlanta? Falling back to single file. Tyler J. Snyder going to drop back quite a few spots. Now to the outside goes Cody Buzzard with the 23 of Terry Brooks, and now thinks to the outside. It's the 53 of Derek Fowler. He stays in line, and the rest of them will drop back in line. So here on the outside goes Cody Buzzard. He's going to try and make a pass all on his own. And here comes Tyler J. Snyder, that outside lane trying to move forward. He's got about 4 cars strong on that outside lane. Tyler J. Snyder will stay committed up to the top. They've got no choice now. But Terry Brooks is one to look to slide up. Drop that level, he'll slide back behind. But now it's going to be Buzzard, Snyder, Wedgwood, all on that top side lane. It's up from the 38 of Dalton Barber, and then behind them is, I believe, that's the 40 of Colton Gardner. Ryan Potter playing blocking games early on already, and now usually, yes, you would want to play blocking games as fast as you can, but then again, if you pull a bad block, it's really up to you. You know, whether or not you keep respect with the field. Blocking early on is usually seen as a sign of disrespect. And to the inside goes the 53, and that's going to change up the running order. Now to the outside goes Terry Brooks with help from Cody Buzzard behind. That will change up the order considerably. But I was talking about blocking, and the 53 is going to get loose. And what a save from Derek Fowler. He's going to side and rub doors with Cody Buzzard. And they're going to be 3 wide in the back. This is not at all what Ryan Potter wants to see. These guys being 3 wide and 2 wide in the back. He has spread out so far that this is going to be detrimental. They might try and go around him. Right now, he is a sitting duck in the lead if the 53 does not go back to push the 99. And exactly, no, he doesn't. He goes right around to the outside. Now Derek Fowler is going to take the lead all on his own. But then to the back end, it's Adam Bosley. And Ryan Potter will lead that lap. So Adam Bosley to the back end of the 99, helping out his surge back up. It was a close call there with the 53. And he was able to save the race car. And what an immaculate save it was, honestly. He was able to... he touched the apron a little bit, got loose at the bottom, was able to emerge back into the pack without causing really any trouble. They haven't moved at all on that outside lane, even though they only have 3 trucks. It's been those same 3 every time. Adam Boswell going for about the 12th spot. Really, he was last in the field all the way up to 2nd. So biggest mover of the race right now, number 27 of Adam Bonzi. He's all the way up to 2nd on the inside lane. Been pushing Ryan Potter here strong to try and defend against that outside lane with Derek Fowler, Cody Buzzard, Elton Barber in the 38. Right now, this pack of guys up front have been aggressive, but cleanly aggressive. Really haven't made any what would be considered or classified as a stupid or dumb move. They've all been up here in the pack, and they haven't made really anything. If anything, they made smart moves. Especially with Derek Fowler and his save. That was the smartest thing, to try and save it up to the middle of the track. The guys ahead of him went to the wall, and that was beautiful. You couldn't have orchestrated a save at a super speedway any other way. You really couldn't have written it any better. Ryan Potter been up front and leading most of the laps here on this inside lane, and it's been a strong showing now, as even though he was on the pole, he's had to do a lot of fighting to keep his front-running spot. As he's going to go side by side with Derek Fowler. He's broken off from the 2 behind him on that outside lane, but they're going to get right back together again. So Atlanta showing a different style of super speedway racing. These guys are going to have to start worrying about tire management about this late into the run. Even though the trucks have an enormous amount of performance compared to the other 2 stock cars, especially on plate tracks, still got to worry about those right sides and that, especially that right front. Once you start getting tight, that's going to be real detrimental to the rest of the field, because then if you get tight while pushing someone in the middle of the corner, it's not going to be a good show for you or the rest of anybody if you happen to turn that person that you're pushing. The tire and fuel conservation possibly on everyone's mind right now. That first caution out on lap 1. Enough of time running full throttle to try and run enough gas out of the tank to go back down pit road and fill it and be good for the rest of the race. So if my calculations are correct, I don't think they can make it green the entire way. Well, I don't think they can make it without pitting, phrase it like that. They could go green the rest of the way. But that would insinuate green flag pit stops. And that at Atlanta is different. In the real life Atlanta, NASCAR will change the pit road to, instead of right about there where they're passing now, you don't come down there. You start entering pit road in turn 3. Some iRacing leagues have followed the same rule to minimize wrecks on green flag pit stops here at Atlanta. But I don't think Highline has that rule. So still the normal pit road entrance, usually off of 4. They'll dip in, I believe it's 45, if I'm not mistaken, pit road speed. Ryan Potter still leading laps here at Atlanta. And Derek Fowler has been putting a charge on that outside lane with help from Cody Buzzard, Dalton Barber in that top side lane. It's been a change in momentum. You know Potter wants to block both lanes. He wants to control the run. He wants to be able to make sure that he's the man up front controlling this race. But he's already done that. He's already made sure that he is the one in charge and in control of this race, blocking both lanes to perfection. And he really hasn't thrown an aggressive block, or what could be called as a stupid block or a dumb block. And that's what I was mentioning earlier. You don't want to start doing super aggressive blocks early on, because you put one that's a little too close, and maybe you're not so clear. After doing it so many times, that person may be like, well, I'm just not going to lift for you. And, they have a reason and a right to do that. If you're aggressively blocking and the guy that you're blocking doesn't take very nice to it, and you make a mistake by not being clear, they are not obligated to lift because of your mistake. So what's beautiful about this is that hasn't happened on at all. When he's gone up, it's a slow change. He's been clear the whole time. He'll either that or peek to the middle to see what both lanes are doing, and it'll go right back down to the bottom. So playing smart. Playing smart up front right now, as it has been a great move so far for the 99 to have almost led every lap, minus about 2 or so when he was battling side by side with Tyler J. Snyder. Those are the only times the 99 has not led laps this race, was when he was battling with the 87, Tyler J. Snyder. Snyder has now fallen back to, I believe, the 6th car in that inside lane, maybe possibly further back. Potter now going down to the apron to do some, to cut the track and maintain his lead. This outside lane has started to recharge and has started to come back from what it was now. As if we look back, I believe there's about 7 or so cars on that outside lane, about 6. And they're all going to be trying to push for the lead. They've all got to connect up with each other and use that momentum. You can see there how I mentioned that right front going to be a problem later in the race, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. You see them all start to trek and slide up the racetrack, and that's just the nature of Atlanta. An intermediate converted into a super speedway, the tire wear going to be a mess. The tire wear used to be bad because of its old surface. Now, with a freshly paved surface, things are getting aggressive here. Ryan Potter blocks Adam Bossie all the way up to the wall, and Adam Bossie will take that outside lane with Derek Fowler in the 53. Wiggles and wobbles, but he'll stay out there now, slides back down to the bottom behind the 99. He's going to push on the right rear of the 99, and he will go to the outside, and he will slot back in line. Things getting aggressive here on lap 33 out of 65 as Adam Bossie wants to make the move on Ryan Potter for the lead. Close blocking there for the 99, and that's what I was talking about, aggressive blocking. We're now about halfway through this race, so I couldn't say early on, but there's still a considerable amount of race left to run. Adam Bossie on that outside lane with Derek Fowler in the 53 with help behind. Then it's Cody Buzzard right there in the 12. So this second lane hasn't been as strong as it has in previous laps, but now that Bossie's leading it, it's taking out a strong battle there to the 99 of Ryan Potter, and these guys all the way off of turn 4 and across the line. Give that lap to Adam Bossie. He leads in the 27. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're watching the Highline Culture Designs Truck Series here at Atlanta SuperSpeedway.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
As we come back live here at Atlanta SuperSpeedway, caution is out. Early. Caution comes out the second time, and on lap 39, we'll start back out of the track. Let's take a look back and see who was involved. I believe it might have been Caleb Moore. Begins. Oh no, Cody Buzzard gets loose in the middle of the pack and slides. And he'll collect Tyler J. Snyder, DJ Stagner involved as well. And he will collect a majority of the mid-pack. Let's take a look back and see closely what happened. So there goes Buzzard. He slides up the track. Oh, and he hits the left rear of the 53. Tightness was going to be a thing to worry about. I mentioned earlier how people were going to slide up the track. Wasn't intending on this to happen. And that was a bit of a different style wreck that I wasn't quite expecting. But around goes Cody Buzzard after making contact with the left rear of the 53 of Derek Fowler. He will go around. Let's take an onboard shot of the number 12 as he collects the 87 of Tyler J. Snyder, not holding the brakes. Here it comes off of turn 2. Going down the back straightaway. Sees Poteet going 3 wide. Brave move. Poteet squeezes his way in the middle. Buzzard wants to do the same. Tight. Slides up the track. Tags the left rear. Gets loose. Comes down the track. And is just along for the ride. There's the 87 of the 87 of Tyler J. Snyder. Boom. Right into the right rear. Thought he had it missed. And he will go right around. So caution out again for the second time. And it took us a while before we got to our second caution. Lap 39 when the caution came out. And so about 4 trucks total involved. The main one who brings out the caution, Cody Buzzard. Gotta be the one with that honor. Well, as the Cody Buzzard machine, the number 12, brings out the caution again for the second time, we're going to go back live here and see that Ryan Hines is going to be our leader as we get ready for the restart. Ryan Hines in a 2-win season here in Highline. Absolutely incredible run for 2 weeks. He won back-to-back and in prime position to win again. Could it be his 3rd win on the season? That might make him the most winning driver this season. The Geico restart zone. Ryan Hines leads the field to green. Aggression already. Ryan Potter slides back right behind the 23. Oh, and he'll go up through the middle, 3 wide. What a move from Potter. Poteet will follow alongside. He's getting squeezed by Dalton Barber in the 38. He'll have to go back to the bottom. What a move by Ryan Potter. He slid up to the inside, snaked his way up through the middle, and what a move. He was just barely clear. In fact, I think he phased through the bumper of the 23, and now up to the lead goes Potter. Wow. What a move! In just 2 laps, he's all the way back up to the lead. Potter being aggressive. He wants this win. He's led almost every lap this race. And I can see where his aggression's coming from. You know, you've been leading a lot this season. This is the most you've led in the past few weeks. You want to capitalize. You want to take advantage. And that's exactly what he's done right now. Lap 44 and 65. And in just 2 laps, he was able to cut his way to the lead. Ooh, an aggressive block. He's going to be split up the middle 3 wide. And disaster for Potter. He'll have to slide back through the middle. They're going to be 3 wide, I believe, continuously for the first time this race. So Potter, being aggressive and wanted to block both lanes in control, got split up the middle 3 wide. And now he'll have to fall back and hope that Derek Fowler can push him to the lead. Ryan Hines over Terry Brooks. Here comes Poteet. He jumps up to the top side lane with the 99 of Potter. They're going to be aggressive now. This starting to get later into the late half stage of the race. Lap 46 out of 65. And Poteet now getting aggressive as well. Ryan Hines goes to block. Almost does the same thing Potter does. He's able to cut back down and get back in line. Poteet will lead. Potter stays up on that outside lane. Work with Fowler there with the 53. They've been working together for a good chunk of the race earlier, in the earlier stages. Now the 53 will get back up to the back bumper with the 99 in hopes that he will get him back to the lead. So again, aggression that we didn't really see early on, now flaring up. Potter making some, almost what was a costly mistake to end him up. Really almost in the middle of the field where he didn't want to be. But somehow he managed to get back up to the lead. And an incredible move! Ryan Hines will turn the 99, and that is the big one. They'll all go around, up into the air, goes the 25, and that is the field. Collected on lap 48. And I was just talking about Potter. Multiple people involved. One of those who got it the worst. All right, Potter, he got turned. He's missing a right front fender. And with multiple scrapes, dents, and bumps on his truck, that might be the end of the day for Ryan Potter. They will all come down pit road. Well, let's take a look at Ryan Hines and see how that caution happened. They were battling it out, being really aggressive. And this is what caused the big one. He just goes up the track. Potter is there. And Fowler really didn't do anything wrong. He stayed in line, wasn't expecting the 25 to come up. So it's not like he could have been any better prepared to avoid the spinning 99 directly in front of him. And that was what piled in that top side lane. And almost some nasty air from Hines as he almost, rear end up into the air almost twice. That will be on the 25 of Ryan Potter, who collects the field. Let's take a look at an onboard. So he's pushing Poteet, comes up the track, and the 99 is there. There's no other way to say it other than he is there. And that will start to collect the field. Derek Fowler involved. Adam Bozzi collected as well. Bozzi is backwards in that frame. And Tyler J. Snyder misses it, but Matt Murr does not. Neither does Austin Bloom. He gets collected. And does he hit the wall? Ooh. Yes. I thought he was going to avoid it, but he looked like he got a tap there in the back bumper. We'll have to see. Well, Ryan Hines going to bring out the caution for the third time here tonight at Atlanta, and only 3 cautions. These guys usually race clean, but that should be a record in and of itself, as truly what is great racing from these guys. We're getting ready to go back live here at Atlanta. I'll tell you what, things are going to be different for sure. Already double file, lap 51 out of 65. Lights in the pace car are still on, so I'm assuming we'll go another lap. Even though they've already gone side by side. So even though the field is 2x2, pace car will be out for another lap. It's been an aggressive race here from Atlanta. Things have been shaken up quite a bit, especially by that caution. And that has completely changed who is at the forefront of this field. Ryan Potter able to fix a good chunk of his damage. He will end up, I believe, in about the 10th spot or so. He's 7th. So Ryan Potter's aggression hasn't been curbed at all by that restart, and I'm sure that with just a handful of laps to go, he will want to take this one, and he'll want to take it fast. The field lined up and ready to go. This is our 3rd restart here from Atlanta Superspeedway. Dylan Poteet's going to lead over Terry Brooks, Tyler J. Snyder, Caleb Morrissey, Matt Murr, Austin Bloom, Dylan Body, and the 99 of Ryan Potter, who was involved in that wreck. Colton Gardner and Dalton Barber are the ones to round out your top 10, as we don't really have anyone else beyond that. Pace car going to make its dive down onto pit road. Poteet going to lead us to green. Going to lead us to the Geico restart zone.
Green flag.
And it's an early jump for the 31. He takes us to green for the 3rd time here in Atlanta. Terry Brooks, the one that's going to lead that one on the outside lane with help from Caleb Morrissey. He's going to go up to the front of the field, and they will not both be clear of they will not be both be clear of Poteet, as Brooks will come down the track to get ahead of the 31. Morrissey now with Bloom on that outside lane. The damaged truck starting to fall back in line. If this outside lane wants any chance, they're going to have people from the back half of the inside lane jump up and try and make a move. And that's exactly what DJ Stagner is doing to get back up into the mix. With just 10 laps to go, Terry Brooks is leading this inside lane with help from Poteet, Tyler J. Snyder, and Matt Murray. Snyder now goes up to the top side lane. So does Poteet. He's going to go up as well. Brooks doesn't block. Doesn't have the time. Poteet around the outside with help from Snyder. Help from Morrissey behind the 87. Poteet will lead that time by. He'll go back down to the bottom to be in front of Terry Brooks, but that outside lane still hasn't given up any hope. Here comes Snyder with Morrissey just behind. It's Bloom behind Morrissey and Stagner behind Bloom. This outside lane has found a new level of aggression. They've not been this aggressive at all at any point in the race. The only time they were this aggressive was at the very beginning and after we had our second caution. Poteet on that inside lane with help from Brooks. Whoa, and Snyder's gonna get loose, and what a save from the 87. He'll keep it in front of Morrissey. Poteet out leading again. Brooks to push the 31. Does 31 go up to block? Poteet doesn't block that outside lane. Morrissey laying on the back bumper of Snyder. He will now be fighting for the race lead again. Bloom just behind with Stagner in tow. This is your top group of 8. 4 on the inside, 4 on the outside. Where does Cody Buzzard go? That inside lane starting to break apart. Now that outside lane, the 87. And they're going to split it 3. Morrissey leaves the 87. Caleb Morrissey splits it 3 with help from Bloom as they will split the 87 3 wide middle. Now out of the outside lane, now the middle goes Brooks. He will try and make a move on Poteet. Does Snyder have anything at all to the back end of the 23? Matt Murr to push the Poteet. Poteet going to lead that lap with Terry Brooks on the outside lane. Tyler J. Snyder right behind him. He has to push now, but here comes Caleb Morrissey with Austin Bloom on that third lane. Poteet still leading with help from Matt Murr. Then on that outside lane, it's going to be the 23 of Brooks with help from Snyder. They've been this close and they've been door banging this entire time. Morrissey, after leaving the 87, now he goes up to the top. Whoa, almost gets collected by the 87. They will be fine. They'll keep it straight. But Morrissey will have to lift, and that slows down the charge. Peaking just ahead is the 23 of Terry Brooks, who's just a nose ahead of the 31 of Poteet. With help from Snyder behind, they will drop back about a spot. Poteet is clear of that outside lane. Poteet playing really aggressive now as Morrissey slides back in line with the 87. Right behind him again. We'll leave him again as the 87 of Tyler J. Snyder now goes back up to the top side lane to help Terry Brooks. Poteet slides and wiggles from the push from Matt Murr. Aggressive pushing by the 70 got Dylan Poteet loose. Here comes Morrissey to help push Terry Brooks for the lead. Poteet on that inside lane. Does Brooks have anything for him? With help from Morrissey behind, Matt Murr pushing the 31 as they go through 3 and 4. Brooks has had help this whole time, and he's going to get turned. Brooks is going to get turned in front of the entire field. With 2 laps to go, the caution is out again. And that's the rest of the field. Who do we have left? Who do we have left? I thought they were going to make it maybe to the white. Poteet gets collected. And so does basically everyone in the top 5. Wow. Let's take a look back and see what happened. It's a hard hit for Poteet. Let's go with a wider view. So there's Morrissey. He's on the outside of Matt Murr in the 70, and Morrissey just gets to 23 unsettled. He will pick up the rear end, and that will get right into the right rear of Poteet. Matt Murr will escape scot-free. Morrissey gets tagged at the end. Bozzy in the mix as well. He gets turned by the 26. Is Matt Murr the only one who escaped? DJ Stagner escapes. The 87 escapes. Bloom barely escapes. But these guys all had to dodge a car that was perpendicular with the racetrack. Let's look on board with DJ Stagner. So this is building up to this. They're in turns 3 and 4. You can see when he gets turned. Oh my god. Oh, he barely lifts, but he makes it through the entire wreck. Goes through the grass. What an avoidance for DJ Stagner and, really for the likes of it, Tyler J. Snyder. He's been collected in a lot of wrecks that weren't close to his fault, and finally, he gets through scot-free. I want to look on board and see what Austin Bloom's perspective was through that wreck. He didn't make it out scot-free, but he did make it out through the wreck. However, I think he has right front damage. By the way, his wheel, you can see it's pulling to the right, which leads me to believe that the toe is knocked out on the right front. Well, caution out again, and Matt Murr, the only man alongside Tyler J. Snyder to make it out scot-free. They will line up double file. Getting ready, as we will go to eNASCAR overtime. Matt Murr going to lead the field to green. DJ Stagner in tow behind the 70. And then it's Adam Bozzi on that outside lane with help. The 87 of Tyler J. Snyder been collected in a lot of wrecks that weren't his fault. Finally made it through one. We'll have to see. Going to get our first green-white checkered attempt in eNASCAR overtime as Matt Murr going to lead the field to green as he gets up to the Geico restart zone. We're going to go green again for the 5th time in Atlanta. Aggression already. Matt Murr going to get pushed there by the 64. DJ Stagner. Adam Bozzi hanging on with damage along the outside lane with Tyler J. Snyder. Go through 3 and 4. Do they make it through without wrecking? Bozzi gets loose. Off of 4. They'll make it to the white flag. No, they don't. They wreck just before the line. Do they keep it green? Yes, they do. White flag. 1 lap to go from Atlanta. Poteet pushing the 70 of Matt Murr. DJ Stagner on the outside lane with help from Bozzi. Where do they go? Bozzi pushing the 64. Matt Murr getting help from Poteet. No one tries to split it 3. Gonna keep it in line. DJ Stagner edging out just ahead over Matt Murr. Who's gonna lead it at the line? Off of 4. They beat, they bang. Right side by side. Stagner at the line. DJ Stagner is gonna come home with the win in Atlanta. Wow. And what a way to return to victory lane. DJ Stagner. What an incredible charge back through the field for DJ Stagner. He will burn it down. celebrating with the 99 of Ryan Potter, as Stagner will burn it down. As Stagner burns it down, let's take a look at your final results. DJ Stagner comes home in victory lane, 35 thousandths over Matt Murr. Adam Bozzi, a close third. Then it's Tyler Jake Snyder, Dylan Poteet, Cody Buzzard, Terry Brooks, Dylan J. Body, Colton Gardner, Austin Bloom. Going to round out the top 10. Further out through the field, it's Caleb Morrissey, Dalton Barber, Derek Fowler, Ryan Potter, Ryan Hines, Dylan Wedgwood, Jimmy McKee, and Lucas Ladata. DJ Stagner has burned it down from Atlanta. What an incredible way to return to victory lane. Interviews now coming up shortly. Let's get a word with the man who finished third. Adam Bozzi, you come home in third here at Atlanta in an action-packed race there, especially at the end. Run me through how your race went.
It had a lot of ups and downs in it. Probably looked like my heartbeat running around there those last 5 laps. I got a little damage in an early incident, and then kind of clawed my way back, and thankfully that last wreck really didn't collect me too bad. I thought I wasn't going to catch the rest of the field there, but luck finds a way of getting you where you need to go. So super happy for this Culture Designs and Texacon Truck Series truck that we have here tonight since the announcement was made. That way we could just thank everybody for all the effort that they've put in here.
I actually couldn't agree more. It's been a wonderful time broadcasting, but don't get so sentimental yet. We've got one more race to go. And as we head into the final race next week, what are your final thoughts?
Well, next week, considering it's championship week, it'll be strictly full-time and part-time Truck Series drivers. So you won't see any of the cherry pickers like DJ, myself, some of these other guys that have been making a good show down here. So it'll be good to watch, see some of the talent that we have here in the league who maybe doesn't get to shine all the time on Thursdays. So looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it as well. Well, Adam Bozzi, congratulations on coming home third. Anything else you'd like to say, or anyone else you'd like to thank?
Just once again, thanks Culture Designs and Texacon for sponsoring this the last 3 seasons, and thank you everybody in the league, from admins to the competition committee to the guys that are racing in it week in and week out. I know it's not the best to see it go, but there's also some things working in the background, so don't hang up your ears just yet.
Thank you so much for your time, Adam Bozzi, and congratulations on third once again, and hope to see you back in the booth very, very soon.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
And that was the voice of the 27 of Adam Bozzi, one of the league managers and league owner of Highline Racing League as a whole. And the announcement was made. We'll get to that announcement later on as we get ready to interview our second place driver, Matt Murr. Matt Murr, you come home in second, oh so close to what could have been an amazing walk-off win from Atlanta. Walk me through how your race went.
Rode around at the back for most of it. It really wasn't until that last third where things actually got interesting for me. After that first caution, I thought we were going to try and stretch it on fuel, and then second caution like halfway came out. And then there at the end, I was going to be content to push Poteet until he got in the wreck, and then I inherited the lead, and I thought staying stuck to the bottom was going to be the way I won the race, and it almost was.
Well, it came so close, and it was really... I'm surprised, honestly, on that last caution that we had, that you were able to just waltz through the wreck. And with all them wrecking around you, you just happened to get right through.
Yeah, really can't tell you how I do it. I saw I think Terry got turned. Like, I saw that on my right front. I just dove as far left as I could and somehow came out the other end. So The wreck before that, I thought I did everything right to miss it, and then I got hit by the 64 spinning down the track. So I guess you get him back eventually.
Well, honestly, I saw it from the booth. What was a phenomenally action-packed race here at Atlanta, and with the announcement, being made, what were your final thoughts coming here to Atlanta?
I really wanted. I hadn't really thought about like, oh, I really want to win a race in this series until the cancellation announcement came out, because like I'm very realistic about how many chances I'm going to have to win racing against a lot of the guys here. Uh, and then this one almost kind of fell in my lap. Like I would not have been disappointed with the second, with the way most of my race went, except for leading the final restart and just kind of, yeah, not really throwing it away. I mean, I straight up got outrun. The guys in the top did a great job pushing, and I had Poteet behind me, but I think he had damage, so we were really kind of. Once Stagner got to the top, I think that kind of sealed the deal, knowing what I had to work with versus what they had to work with. But wouldn't be disappointed with a second, except they really went and took it from me. But hell of a race to those guys. They did a great job pushing up top. The top really wasn't that good all night, so they did an awesome job.
Well, congratulations on coming home second. Is there anything else you'd like to say, or anyone else you'd like to thank?
I'd just like to thank Adam and all the Highline admins for putting on this series. I know it's been rocky at times, but really greatly appreciate they put on a league for us to come out and have fun and occasionally be at each other's throats. But most of the time, it's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much, Matt Murr. Congratulations once again on coming home second with one week left to get that win. Hope to see you back in the booth next week.
Thanks.
Was the man who finished second, Matt Murr, as we get ready to go on to our winner, DJ Stagner. DJ Stagner, you come home in victory lane again here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. What an incredible walk-off win it was. Walk me through what happened that final restart.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I think Matt, he got out there a little bit too far, and I think Adam Bossy got a little loose in turn 3. Had just enough of a gap to sneak up there and just get a big push, and luckily kept the momentum up on the outside and just rolled back to the line.
Well, it was an incredible charge from you, from taking that EOL at the beginning of the race to being involved in the lap 1 caution to now come home in victory lane. How really did your overall race go?
I'm not going to necessarily say it went according to plan, because it's tough to have a plan at like a track like this, but generally speaking, the lap 1 incident was not part of the plan for sure, which turned it into, for me, a fuel mileage race, and I was on the number to make it to the end on fuel. So I was just riding in the back the first, 2/3 of the race, and at that point it's just go time and get involved in a couple crashes, but luckily not too bad. So car was in working state for the last green white checkered, and somehow ended up with track position and just off to the races.
Well, congratulations on coming home with the win here at Atlanta. Is there anything else you'd like to say, or anyone else you'd like to thank?
Shout out to Swamp Motorsports. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I do believe that we collectively as a team won every drafting track this year across both Premier and trucks. As well as, I think, all 4 of us have a win in the truck series this season. So that's something that we're pretty proud of. So shout out to Connor, Ty, and Ryan getting that done. And shout out to Adam running the series and all the admins. It's been a fairly tumultuous few weeks for me personally with them, but I think we're on the up and up here. We're doing fine. Everything's good. So everybody's happy. Everybody's friendly. So just keep it rolling that way.
Well, we've got 1 week. We got 1 week left here, and championship week next week. So we might not see you back on track. So if this is the final time you're in a truck, congratulations on winning in the last time in the Culture Designs Truck Series.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
That was the 64 of DJ Stagner. He comes home with the win here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Well, as you heard that right, folks at home, the Culture Designs Truck Series is going away. tomorrow, or not tomorrow. The Culture Designs Truck Series is going away. Next week is Championship Week and the final week of competition for the Culture Designs Truck Series. After that, they're only moving to the Premier Series on Thursdays. Like Adam Bozzi stated, only full-time drivers and part-time drivers will be showing up for next week. So a few of the familiar faces we've seen week in and week out, like DJ Stagner, won't be showing up. And that will be the end of things. Well, we have 1 week left. Let's stay positive and thinking that what a great moment that we've had and great times we've had with this league. But to do my spiel at the end of the race, I've been your host, Alexander Balderas, producer and commentator here for the entire season thus far of the Highline Culture Designs Truck Series. And as a matter of fact, if you want any more information for all Fireball Talks NASCAR related content, make sure to scan the QR code on your screen right now and join our official Discord for race information and access to all in-house interviews and productions. Don't want to miss out on anything FTN related. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. And even though Highline is going away, they still have the Premier Series. And if you are interested in joining that or the iRacing community as a whole, scan the QR code on your screen right now to not only join the iRacing community, but to possibly find yourself on one of these upcoming broadcasts from the many expansive leagues that we cover across from road racing and oval racing. Well, it's been a great race here from Atlanta, here up in the booth, and it's been an interesting one for sure. Action-packed with cautions galore, really towards the end of the race, but finished out on a good note. Thank you all so much for tuning in here tonight from Atlanta. We'll be back next week for Championship Week, so be sure to tune in and don't miss out. This has been Alexander Balderas signing off.